Good evening and welcome to Lane Community College. Game 2 of the doubleheader today. The women's team just won 100-40, a 60-point victory for the Lane Community College Titans. They improved to 23-0 overall on the year. Off to a great start this season. Number 1 team for a reason. The men's team, they're number 3 in the NWAC, 19-3 overall, taking on the 3-17 Linn-Benton Roadrunners. And we're off and underway as Harding wins the opening tip, and the LBCC Roadrunners will start with the basketball. They're going to have it on the left side. Blazer goes down to Harding. He'll go up and under, a reverse layup for Fred Harding, and that's how we'll get the scoring started. Roadrunners take the lead. Tyshawn Ford getting the start today for the Titans. Gives it to McInich to the top for Ethan Blythe. Blythe hands it off. Lackey brings it to the right elbow. Kicks it to Ford in the far corner. Bounce pass into the paint. Lay in good from Ethan Blythe, and we're tied at 2.
Ethan Blythe just finding his way inside. Was wide open there in the paint. Good job converting.
Blazer in the corner. To the top for Parker. Swings it around. Down to the short corner, Foster. Backing his way in on Blythe. Hands it off to Harding. He'll go up. Contested shot is good off the backboard. Fred Harding, the 4 points for the Roadrunners, as their lead is 2.
You know, I think Harding was actually just trying to draw contact there. Found his way in the center of the arc and was able to put up a shot and put it in. Actually didn't get the contact, though.
Dominic McGarvey going to go to the line after drawing contact on the other end of the floor. It's going to be a foul on Aiden Foster. That's his first foul with 18:49 to go here in the first half of basketball. McGarvey makes the free throw, and it's 4-3. Dominic McGarvey this season shooting just 55.1% at the foul stripe. But he goes 2 for 2 at his trip at the line as we're back to a tie game for all. Parker hands it off. Hobson, he'll drive down the left lane, go up with his right hand off the backboard and in.
Nice crossover there by Hobson. Both Parker and Hobson tried to do the same dribble move, and, you know, Hobson's was more successful.
McGarvey trying to slam it home, goes off the rim, out for Harding, and up the floor, Parker brings it.
McGarvey just trying to get a little too fancy with it there, you know. In that situation, going up through the defenders, you know, all you've got to do is put up the shot and try to put it in, but, you know, that last layup leads to a 4-point LBCC lead in a game that could have been tied right now.
Blazer with the layup. Makes it a 4-point game, like you said. 18-11 to go. Timeout going to be called for the Titans. And coming into this matchup, you're looking at the records. The Titans 19-3. Linn-Benton 3-17. But so far, the Roadrunners getting the better of the Titans. What have you seen from them that's resulted in this early lead?
You know, I just think it's a little bit of early momentum. Fred Harding's gotten a couple tough shots to go his way, especially the one where he pushed off his defender and was able to float a little bit before putting it in. You know, I think that Lane really needs to just start playing clean, which they haven't done so far, and I think if they start playing to the cleanest of their abilities, they'll be right back in this game.
Lane basketball, as Tyshawn Ford will bring it up the floor. Hobson with defense. Ford kicks it over to McInich, left wing, to the top for Blythe. Takes a dribble for handing off to Brad Lackey. Lackey swings it over to McInich, left wing, dribbles inside the arc, goes up with his left hand, no good. Lackey there with the rebound and follow, and it's 8-6.
Lackey not the tallest of guys, but finds his way in a good position to get the offensive rebound, and then floating in the same motion, he puts it back up and in and cuts the lead to just 2.
Hobson gives it to the top. Parker gave it to Harding into the far corner. Working in, Foster. Turnaround on Blythe, no good. McGarvey the board. Ford pushes up quickly. His pass stolen away by Foster, and the Roadrunners cause a turnover.
A good attempt there by the Titans to get the ball down in the post on the fast break, but a turnover on the tough pass. You know, it just wasn't a good look on the entry pass.
Foul is going to be on Ford. That is his first, team first as well. Roadrunner basketball, Parker to inbound. Throws it in to the elbow for Foster, hands it off to Harding. Gives it to Blazer, crosses up Blythe. 3 defenders around him, goes up for a contested shot that's no good, and Blythe will push it up the floor quickly. Makinich, right wing, takes a jab step, now pulls up for 3, short off to the right, and a foul's going to be called on the far baseline. Foul's going to be on Makinich. It's the team's second, and it'll be Roadrunner basketball, 6:58 to play here in the first half. Parker gives it to Harding. Right elbow, back up to Parker. Pulls up from the elbow, fadeaway, no good. Lackey the board up the floor on the far side of the court.
LBCC is starting to push a little bit, and they started the game taking smart shots, getting into the paint and getting easy looks at the basket. But they've started forcing shots here in the mid-range.
Ford down the left lane, contact and a whistle before the shot. Foul's going to be on the floor. It'll be on Hobson. It's the second foul on the Roadrunners, 6:26 to play, first half. Lane's going to take out from the far baseline. Ford claps his hands, throws it to the elbow from Garvey, and back to Ford as they'll reset. Ethan Blythe, right wing, hands it off to Makinich, thought about a 3, gave it to McGarvey at the top. Ford down the left baseline, into the paint, Blythe, a contested shot, it falls. We're tied at 8.
Just a shooter's roll there by Ethan Blythe, kind of just chucked up that shot with the right hand. It looked a little bit, not the prettiest shot there, but was able to get it to roll off the rim and in.
Harding working in on McGarvey, no good. Lackey traveled. Ball's going to stay here with the Roadrunners. Matt Zosel not really thrilled with that call.
Yeah, I understand the call. Lackey and McGarvey both trying to get in on that rebound, and Lackey almost looked like he held McGarvey up in the air, which forced the travel.
They throw it in. Blythe tipped it away momentarily, but Blazer comes up with it. Into the corner, Foster. To the top, Hobson. Goes behind his back, fade away on Ford, and he hits.
Nice move there by Brandon Hobson. Already up to 4 points for LBCC, crossing over to his left and being able to finish the very well contested jumper. He's looking really good to start the night for LBCC.
Makinich drives baseline, lays it in. We're tied again at 10.
Soft touch, Cole Makinich off the right part of the backboard, exactly where you're taught to hit it.
Lackey a steal, the lay-in, it's good. Titans take the lead 12-10, their first lead of the game, and a timeout's going to be called by LBCC. Everett Hartman going to want to talk things over with his team. They had a 4-point lead, 8-4, but since that point, it's been an 8-2 run for the Titans, and they've gone back in front. Good defense by Brad Lackey.
Yeah, really just good Titans defense overall. They've done a really good job forcing turnovers, jumping passes. What they do really well is read passing lanes, and that's caused a couple of forced turnovers, and then they're doing a nice job converting on the other end. A really pretty finish from Cole Makinich.
Lane right now shooting 5 of 8 from the field. A little bit of a small sample size, but nonetheless, they're getting it done offensively. What have you seen from LCC and what their game plan has been in the early part?
They're attacking a lot inside. They're not trying to do anything too fancy. They're, they haven't taken many jump shots, and when they have, it hasn't gone the best for them. But what they're doing well is attacking inside, getting contact, getting to the lane, and finishing.
15-10 left here in the first half of basketball. Lane leading 12-10. Khalil Chapman, Zach Brown, and Kobe Crawford checking into the game, as well as Isaiah Wallace. They'll join Tyshawn Ford. Lane with the full court press. LBCC beats it. Blazer gives it to the top for Foster. Right wing, Wieswiver. Hobson drives in off the backboard. He's fouled.
A late foul call there. I think the ref was kind of waiting until he saw if the shot went in. I think if the shot had gone in, it would have been no foul. But as soon as it rattled off the front rim, the foul was called. And, LBCC will get to the line with a chance to tie it back up.
Brandon Hobson Jr., the 6-foot guard from Portland at the line. His first free throw is good, and it makes it a 1-point game. Lackey's going to check into the game. Ford checks out. Hobson with a chance to tie here. The free throw. It's good. We're back even at 12. Under 15 to play. Kobe Crawford on the far side of the court. Kicks it over to Isaiah Wallace. The former Churchill Lancer gets a screen to the top for Chapman and hands it off to Lackey. Left wing, Brown. Takes a dribble, looking for a pass, finds Lackey in the far corner. He'll drive baseline, he's fouled, count the basket and one.
A great move by Lackey there, catching the ball and quickly jabbing the other way. Then he was able to get inside, draw contact, and hit the shot. He'll go to the line and have a chance to extend this lane lead to their biggest of the night, which would just be 3.
Brad Lackey, he's having his 5th straight start. He didn't start it his first 11 games of the season. The last 4 games he started, gotten significantly more minutes, and he's made the most of it as he goes for the and one play, his 5th point of the night, and the lead's up to 3. Wiseweaver hands it off. Hobson, left wing. Trying to cross up Wallace, gets free, goes up with the left hand, too strong off the backboard. Brown is going to be fouled. They had Terrell and Blazer down low. Let's see who they give the foul on. It's going to be on Blazer. It's his 2nd, and it's Lane basketball.
Hobson did about 4 to 5 direct crossovers there. Was able to get inside, but couldn't finish the layup. You know, put a little too much jelly on it inside, and the ball will go to the Titans.
Brown kicks it to Crawford in the corner, connects.
Just the 2nd jump shot tonight for LBCC, but they hit on their 2nd 3-point attempt, and it gives them a 6-point lead. Wieswiver
drops it down low. Terrell got it stolen away. Crawford. And foul down low.
There's actually a kicked ball violation there. On the floor was Kobe Crawford. After he hit the 3, he came down the other way, stripped the ball down low, and then, you know, had the ball actually tipped away from him, where he then put his feet on it, trying to keep possession. And it's not soccer.
No. Hobson into the corner. Wiesweaver drops it down. At the top, Mills hands it off. Bowman driving to the right lane. Wiesweaver hits the 3.
A contested 3 there in the near side corner by Wiesweaver, but was able to drop it in. It's a really good look for an LBCC team. You know, just their first 3-pointer of the game.
Chapman inside, fadeaway, no good. Airballed it. Mills picks it in the air, and up the floor, Hobson brings it. Pass goes out of bounds, looking for Bowman off his knee, and going to be Lane basketball after the turnover. It's a 3-point game, 18-15, 12:46 to play here in the first half. Kobe Crawford up the floor, kicks it to Isaiah Wallace on the right wing. To the top for Zach Brown. Brad Lackey on the left wing. Crawford at the top of the key, hands it off to Wallace. Drives his way into the paint, pulls up mid-range and connects.
Beautiful job by Isaiah Wallace. They're floating in midair, somehow staying up long enough to be able to rise over his defender and drain the mid-range jumper.
Mills gives it to Terrell. Long 2-point jumper, 18 feet away, no good. Crawford snags it in the air. Up the far side of the floor, Crawford gets a screen, kicks it to Wallace on the left wing, back to the top for Crawford. He'll dribble his way to the right wing, into the paint now, kicks it to the corner. Lackey, a 3-pointer. It's good.
Like you mentioned, Brad Lackey really stepping it up since being inserted into the starting lineup. He's the first of the Titans in double figures. He hasn't missed a shot. He's got 10 points and 3 rebounds.
Wallace knocks it out of bounds off of Parker. It's going to be Lane basketball. Another turnover for the Roadrunners.
Yeah, after starting the game hot, Linn-Benton has really cooled down recently. It's their 4th turnover of the game to go with 4 fouls. And, you know, those 2 stats have really kept Lane in this game and really brought them up after being down early.
Kobe Crawford into the corner for Brad Lackey. Back out. Crawford in the front court. Gets a screen from Brown. He'll pull up from the left elbow. Can't connect. Rattles out. Chapman, offensive board. Into the paint and out to the top for Brown. Into the corner. Lackey. Can he do it again? He can. Brad Lackey, another 3-pointer. Staying perfect tonight. And the Titans force a timeout. 26-15. The Titans with the lead, but Brad Lackey, 5 for 5 from the field, 13 points.
Yeah, Brad Lackey, like you mentioned, 13 points. On the season, he's just averaging 9 a game, but man, has he been good since being inserted into the starting lineup, and he has been the key cog for the Lane Titans. 13 points, 5 from field, 2 of 2 from 3, hit his only free throw on the and 1 attempt, and he's contributed 3 rebounds. He's been also solid on the defensive end. Brad Lackey has been the reason that Lane has drawn out this lead to 11 points.
And like I said, Brad Lackey wasn't a starter at the beginning of the year, but the last 5 games he's gone the start. In those 5 games, last week against Clark, 23 points. The game prior to that, he had 11 points against Portland. His other 2 starts, he was able to score 15 points and 17 points, and he's already off to a great start here with 13 points. We're not even 10 minutes into this first half of basketball. Bowman at the top, drives in down the left lane to the foul line. Parker off to the right, rebounded by Mills offensively. Parker at the top of the key, jumps into the paint, kicks it to the far corner. 3-pointer from Bowman's good. And that's the response you'd like if you're a Roadrunners fan right after the break.
Definitely is. Bowman just pulling up from the corner, almost fading away from deep range, was able to drop in the 3.
Lackey throws it over his head for Crawford in the left front court. Back over Brown. Into the corner, Wallace a 3-pointer. Too strong, rebounded out from Bowman. He'll give it to Terrell. A little bit of a contested shot. A blocking foul is going to be called. Count the basket and 1.
What a job there inside. Connor Terrell going up, finishing the layup, but also even more importantly, you know, it was that Euro step that led to the foul inside.
Oh, they switch it.
Well, never mind.
Yeah. So it'll be Terrell's foul. A little bit of a surprise. Nonetheless, Lane basketball, they're up by 8. Crawford down the left lane. Out to the top. Kicks it to Chapman at the left elbow. Back to Crawford. Lost the ball as he drove into the paint. Off of Crawford, and it's a turnover by the Titans.
You know, I know that Terrell's basket didn't count, but I think a little bit of momentum here for LBCC and the Roadrunners. You know, the 3-pointer from the corner by Bowman, followed by that tough basket where they picked up a little momentum and now forcing a turnover on the other end.
Bowman drops it off inside for Mills, climbs the ladder, out for Bowman. Another 3-pointer, this time short. Inside, Terrell gets the board and lays it in. It's a 6-point game, and that one does count for Terrell.
Yeah, a little bit of revenge there almost from Connor Terrell, getting a big offensive rebound and then putting it back in.
Crawford left alone, right wing, shoots it, no good. Lackey the offensive board. He'll throw it across the court. Crawford, this time will it go? It will.
Yeah, the first time there, Cody Crawford was a little too wide open almost. He took a dribble, and I think that messed up his timing a little bit, but being able to catch and shoot off of the pass let him score those points.
Bank shot is good from Workinger. And it's a 7-point game, 29-22.
LBCC seems to have a really good response for anything that the Titans throw at them, and what they're doing really well is re-attacking on the offensive end.
Lackey from the right wing, 3-pointer goes. Brad Lackey stays perfect, his 3rd 3-pointer of the night, and it's 32-22.
Yeah, it's hard to win when Brad Lackey is on the other team, scoring 16 points. Man, has he been good tonight.
Hobson Gives it to Mills at the foul line. Out for Hobson again. Three-pointer, from Parker, no good. Lackey the rebound. He'll kick it to Crawford. It bounces it down low for Zach Brown. He'll hook shot it up and in. And the lead's now 12 for the Titans.
Yeah, all of a sudden, LBCC was able to cut it to just 6, but this offense for Lane not slowing down at all, and the defense has been great too.
Terrell over for Workinger. Bounces it. Bowman from the left elbow connects.
Nice play design there to get Bowman open off of the screen by Terrell. Did a great job of hitting that one from the elbow.
Isaiah Wallace on the right wing, kicks it to the far corner for Lackey, drops it down low. Chapman lost it, picks it back up. He's double teamed. Bounces it to Lackey, who's cutting and finishing.
He's more than just a shooter.
Got the reverse layup to go, and the lead's back to 12. Parker lost it. Wallace the steal. Brings it up the floor, up with the right hand. Count the basket and one. What a play, Isaiah Wallace.
And a pointless foul there by Connor Terrell. Wallace had an open lane to the basket. You knew he was going to convert. The foul is going to let Lane bring the lead up to 14 and hope potentially 15.
Timeout's going to be called. And, you know, it is a 14-point game right now, and you were saying that despite the foul on Terrell earlier, it felt like the momentum was going back to LBCC. It's been the opposite. It seems like Brad Lackey's starting to take over for the Titans, and all the momentum shifting back to Lane.
Yeah, Brad Lackey, 18 points on 7 of 7 from the field and 3 of 3 from deep. Also, Kobe Crawford's been really solid, and you know, that last play, just Lane has been absolutely dominant this first half, especially in the last few minutes. And it seems like LBCC is pushing Connor Terrell there, trying to play a little bit of hero ball and swat the ball away, but instead he picked up the foul and an and one basket. Titans are going to lead by at least 14 when LBCC gets the ball next.
LBCC 3-17 overall. The last time these two teams played, it was a 74-65 victory for Lane, so a little bit of a close competitive game. So far, LBCC and Lane were going back and forth, but Lane's made a huge run as of late. They lead by 14 with Isaiah Wallace going to the line to the end of an and one play with a chance to make it a 15-point lead. McNich, Ford, Brown, and McGarvey on the floor for the Titans. Wallace, no good. Isaiah Wallace has struggled at the line this season, 56.7% from the foul stripe. He goes 0 for 1 on that trip. Weisweaver gives it over. Hobson. Weisweaver to the top. Hobson gives it to Stevie. Tried to go down low, taken away by Brown. McInich takes a dribble, gives it to Brown. Ford back to the top of the key. McGarvey. Titans working on the perimeter. They go back. McGarvey, the 6'9". Can he connect? He can.
Dominic McGarvey, the 6'9" senior, the local kid out of Eugene. You know, he's only shooting 27% from 3 on the season, but absolutely drilled that one, nothing but net.
From the foul stripe, Foster got to take it away. McInich comes up with it, and he'll bring it up the far side of the floor. He'll keep it into the paint, goes up, scoop, and under. What a play by Cole McInich.
Yeah, that was a beautiful finish inside by McInich. He didn't even have an eye on the rim, but was able to put it up and in somehow.
Foster too strong from the elbow, Ford the board. He'll drive in the paint, goes up with the left hand and lays it in. And all of a sudden, the lead is now 21 points.
Yeah, wasn't this just a 6-point game?
Just felt like it a moment ago, and the Roadrunners throw it away right to McGarvey. Ford up the floor. He'll slow it down and reset from the point. Ford inside the arc, jump stepping his way into the paint, kicks it to the top. Brown He'll drive his way to the elbow. Out for McGarvey. Can he do another three-pointer? He won't. And it's out of bounds and off of Lane.
Not a bad look, though, from McGarvey. You know, he's 6'9", which is pretty easily the biggest player on this team that we've seen so far, at least tonight. But, you know, he's got a pretty stroke from out there. It looks like a little bit of a slingshot stroke, but if it goes in, you know, it goes in.
Parker up the floor. They throw it down to Stevie on the baseline. Out Hobson, a three-pointer off to the right. Stevie, the offensive rebound. They throw it to Parker on the left wing. He'll take a step inside the arc. Can't connect on the mid-range J as it rolls out. And up the floor, Ford will bring it. Crosses a man inside. A little bit of a Euro step, but too much of a Euro step, a travel. He was traveling all the way to Europe on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely was. You know, he's still arguing about that one, and Lane's going to take time out. But, yeah, definitely a little too much of a Euro step, but a good move. Crossing from his left to the right, just couldn't get the Euro step to go in his favor.
Lane right now with 45 points. In their last game, they scored 106 points. And right now, there's still 5 minutes to be played here in the first half of basketball. It's just like we said, it felt like a 6-point game just a moment ago. Lane's been able to stretch the league, and they've done it really, really quickly. What does LBCC got to do to get back into this game and really slow down this Lane offense that seems to be scorching hot right now?
You know, there's not much they can do. I think they need to stop turning the ball over as much as they have been. They have 7 turnovers on the game so far, and that's really led to, you know, a lot of Lane offensive is they have 12 points off of those turnovers. It's a good thing for Linn-Benton that Brad Lackey's out of the game, but, you know, Kobe Crawford, Dominic McGarvey, other players have really stepped up, so it's hard for Linn-Benton. When Lane is, you know, at this pace, they're on pace to score 120 points in this one.
Be pretty impressive if they did.
Yeah. You know, they've been sitting on 45 for a little while, too. So, you know, their scoring comes in bunches.
LBCC looking to stop the run. Lane's going to press with the full court. They get it in for Harding. Foster in the back court, trying to get it up past the front court, and he does. Parker. Calling for a screen, gets it from Harding, hands it off to Stevie, right wing. He'll angle his way to the point, gives it to Parker. He'll throw it inside the paint. Harding gonna drive in on McGarvey, lost it in midair, and it's a takeaway for the Titans.
You know, I don't think he lost it. I think that ball was swatted away by Dominic McGarvey, who was able to get the block, and then on the other end, the Titans turn it over, but great defense by Lane.
Makinich no good on the shot in transition. Hobson's fouled. And the foul's going to be on Ethan Blythe. 4th foul for Lane. 4:20 to play, first half. Stevie hands it off. Parker to the right wing, back to Stevie at the point. Up to the top, they swing it into the corner. Parker, short corner, mid-range J, airballed. Chapman throws it up the floor for Ford. He'll angle his way to the center of the court, and they reset at the point to Chapman. Blythe takes a jab step, works to the right elbow, out to the left wing for Ford. Inside the arc, underhand pass to Blythe to the top for McGarvey. Pump fake from Chapman. He'll pull up from the left elbow, off the backboard, no good. Foster comes up with it.
You know, a rough night here for Khalil Chapman, who hasn't been good from the field. He's airballed a couple shots, and, you know, that's really, you know, it hasn't hurt Lane so far, but Lane's going to sub their entire team that was on the floor out, and Khalil Chapman hasn't been very good tonight.
It's a platoon swap, and for granted, Chapman's had a really solid year. This has just been a really off night for himself. Some nights he's really on, and some nights he's really off. Crawford at the top, trying to go to Sangermano, poked free from Stevie, but it's out of bounds, off of him. It'll be Lane basketball. Crawford, Sangermano, Lackey, Brown, and Wallace on the floor for the Titans. Hobson, Foster, Stevie, Harding, and Parker on the floor for the Roadrunners. Under 3:20, 21-point lead for the Titans. Sangermano to the right wing, Lackey drives into the arc, kicks it to Brown. Sangermano, left wing, Crawford, back over to Lackey on the right wing. He'll drive inside, turns around, trying to find Crawford, and a shot clock violation for Lane.
You know, that was one of the only really tough offensive possessions we've seen for Lane tonight. LBCC does a really nice job in that possession of, you know, stopping the ball from going around the perimeter as much as Lane wanted to, and did a nice job of cutting off Brad Lackey in his attempts to cut to the lane.
Linn-Benton's done a really good job on the defensive end the last couple of possessions. They just haven't had any success on the offensive end. Need to start combining them together to try to get back into this game. They give it to Stevie. Under 20 seconds on the shot clock. Trying to throw it into the paint for Harding. Goes off the back of Brown, but Harding finds it in the corner. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Porter hands it off. Harding under the basket, lays it in.
And like you said, just mixing together good offense and good defense. Fred Harding, who's got 6 points on the night to lead LBCC, dumping that one in.
Isaiah Wallace on the left wing, back to the top for Lackey. Swings it to Crawford into the short corner and back to the top for Brown. Sangermano kicks it over to Lackey. He'll dribble his way to the top. Crawford now crosses a man, gives it to Wallace. Driving down to the far short corner. Out for Lackey at the top. Does he stay perfect? No, he doesn't. Too strong. They get the offensive board, and Lackey gives it to Wallace. His three-pointer now short. But again, another offensive rebound for the Titans. Crawford gets it. Can't lay it in. Rebounded by Foster.
Kobe Crawford just leaving the layup short there. You know, he's been really efficient on the game tonight at 2 of 4, but left that layup a little too short. Might have been a little too wide open under the basket, as crazy as that may sound.
Foster looking for a screen, instead throws it out of bounds. It was tipped by the Titans. Found its way to Sierra Shepley, who was sitting in the stands.
Yeah, she just had a pretty good game for the women's team earlier tonight. I wouldn't have been surprised if she had put it up from there and somehow made it in with how good she was earlier in the game.
Stevie trying to go inside for Harding, tipped away. Good defense from Brown, but a foul is going to be called at the top against the Titans. Foul is going to be on Sangermano. It's the Titans' 5th foul. It comes with 1:36 to play. 45-26 the score. It's a 19-point lead. Stevie checks out. They bring Bowman into the game. Hobson working on Wallace. Trying to cross him up again. Fade away. Contested shot. Tipped out by Crawford up the floor. Wallace slings it to Lackey. They'll bring it to the short corner, out for Brown, and they give it to Wallace. He'll jab step his way inside the arc, gives it to Sangermano, into the paint, hands it off to Brown, and then back out to Wallace in the perimeter. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Isaiah Wallace gets a screen, pulls up from the foul line, fade away, connects.
The decision maker on that play, Isaiah Wallace, coming off the screen, had the option to pass it out to the perimeter, but took the sure 2 points, pulling up from about 10 feet out and drilling the jumper.
Foster into the short corner, dropping it down from Harding, but Lackey a little bit too physical down low.
Yeah, Lane fans are not too happy with that foul as Lackey picks up his first. That's the 6th of the half for Lane. But, you know, Lackey has been so good tonight, and he was just trying to add to his dominance on the night. Poked a little too hard.
Order to inbound and knocked out. Parker, Harding, Foster, Hobson, and Bowman on the floor. We'll change inbounders. Bowman throws it in for Hobson. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Bowman, left wing, took a jab step before giving it back to the top. Hobson calling for a screen with under 10 seconds on the shot clock. He'll put up a long three-pointer. He's fouled. Count the basket and one. What a disastrous play towards the end of the half for the Titans. Could result in a 4-point swing.
Yeah, Hobson did a really nice job there to draw the contact. I think with that late in the shot clock, all he was trying to do was draw the contact, but somehow put the shot in and has a chance for a 4-point play to bring this back to just 17.
Foul is going to be on Isaiah Wallace. That's his first. Hobson at the line makes it a 4-point play, and the lead is 17 points for the Titans as the shot clock is off, and the Titans can hold for the final shot. Crawford at the circle, under 20 seconds now. Hobson pressing with defense. 10 seconds as Crawford drives his way into the paint. A whistle and an offensive foul. Crawford's arguing that he was inside the restricted area, and Lane's going to get the call to go their way. Crawford's going to go to line.
Couple times today that we've seen refs have to, converse over the call and switch the call. It's not something we see a lot. Usually they give it to whoever called it first, but Crawford's going to get himself to the line. 8 seconds to go.
And that's a big foul, too, because I believe it's going to be on Harding. And it is actually not as substantial. It's only his first. Nonetheless, Crawford at the line, and he makes the front of a 1-and-1. Lead up to 17 points, 47 to 30. Crawford makes the second, and it's a 18-point Titan lead. 8 seconds to play. Porter gives it over Hobson. Lost it, out of bounds. Titan basketball, 2.2 to play.
Titans will get the last shot here. Just a 19-point game, but they've got a chance to extend it to 20.
They get it to Crawford. And trying to draw contact, he won't get the call, and that'll do it for the first half of basketball. Lane had 45 points with over 5 minutes to play. They only end the half with 49 points. LBCC did a really great job towards the end of the half on the defensive end. Didn't really pick it up offensively, although they got the huge 4-point play at the end.
Yeah, I think LBCC did a really good job of swarming Brad Lackey at the end when he came out, or when he came back into the game with about 5 minutes to go, as you mentioned. And what Linn-Benton did really well was just not let him get inside. When he got inside early in the game, he was able to kick out to the perimeter and then revert his way back to the perimeter where he would have an open look. But they did a really nice job of cutting him off, so some clear improvements made.
Lane leading 49 to 30. And I think still it is the Brad Lackey show. I mean, his first half was really remarkable. Able to make his first 7 shots and have 18 points. I mean, I can't think of a better half for him. Other guys that were able to support Kobe Crawford, he had 8 points, including 2 3-pointers. And other than that, it was just a pretty even keel scoring night for the Titans. They've had a lot of players come into the game and score, with about 8 different players scoring for the Titans. LBCC, on the other hand, Brandon Hobson, he was the leading scorer, 10 points, 3 of 6 from the field. Fred Harding, who started off with the first 4 points of the game for the Roadrunners, he really fizzled out towards the end of the half. Only made 1 more shot and had 3 rebounds. Definitely think that, if you're Linn-Benton, you have to go back to Harding.
Yeah, I would agree. Harding started the game off really well, picked up an early foul, and then we didn't see much more of him. I think Connor Terrell needs to step up a little bit more as well. He had a couple big buckets, although only one of them counted. I think Linn-Benton just needs to go more inside and attack the lack of size from Lane.
Well, that'll do it for us here on the first half of basketball. Lane leading 49 to 30. We'll step aside and be back in about 13 minutes or so for the second half. You're listening here on the Lane Community College live stream. Welcome back to Lane Community College. Knight Uretsky, Austin Odo with you guys here tonight. The Lane Titans currently leading the Linn-Benton Roadrunners 49-30. It was a close competitive first half, and then the Titans ultimately pulled away towards the end of the second half of that first half of basketball. Both teams, though, didn't really get a lot of offense going towards the end of the first half. Both teams struggled in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, for Lane, it was as soon as Brad Lackey came out that they really started struggling on offense. Though you mentioned at the end of the first half, 8 Titans have scored tonight. It's been Brad Lackey pretty easily leading the charge with 18 points, 7 of 8 from the field, 3 of 4 from 3, and 5 rebounds. He's been easily the best player on the court for either team.
Chapman, Lackey, Ford, Blythe, and Makinich on the floor for the Titans. Hobson, Parker, Harding, Foster, and Blazer on the floor for the Roadrunners. Ford's going to start, jumped his way into the paint, out for Blythe, giving it back to Ford on the left wing, thinking about a three, doesn't pull the trigger, gives it to Blythe. He will pull the trigger, and he finishes the three-pointer, making it 52-30.
Ethan Blythe, the 6'5" guard, shooting 30% from 3 on the season. That's just his first of the game, but, you know, he hasn't missed a shot tonight either. He's been really solid.
Blazer pulls up from the free throw line, makes it. And it's a 20-point game, 52-32. Both teams connecting on their first baskets. Ford, a three-pointer off the heel of the rim. Chapman, an offensive board. Gives it to Blythe at the top. He'll drive his way into the paint. Kicks it to Makinich, up to Ford at the top. Dumps it off down low. Makinich waiting. Blocked. He was waiting for an open shot. Harding wasn't having it. Swatted it out of bounds. And with 9 seconds on the shot clock, it's going to be Lane basketball.
Fred Harding with just a very clean block there. Was waiting for Makinich to rise up. He knew he was going to, and he swatted that one cleanly out of bounds.
Tyshawn Ford inbound. Gets it in. Lackey, a three-pointer. Bingo!
Is this guy human? Falling away from the basket, getting hit as he went down, somehow still able to hit the three.
Floater is good from Hobson. It's 55-34, but Brad Lackey again. Man, what a game for him. So far today, he is shooting 8 of 9 from the field. Makinich bricks one away, and up the floor, Parker will bring it. Stops at the elbow, into the corner. Blazer pump fakes. He'll pull a trigger for a three. Too strong. Ford climbs the ladder and brings it up the floor. Ford into the paint. Teardrop falls. Tyshawn Ford gets on the board here in the second half. It's 57-34.
Tyshawn Ford has been facilitating really well tonight. He leads Lane with 4 assists. Just his second basket, but that one's pretty as he just dropped it in.
Harding left alone in the paint. Easy land, and it's back to a 21-point game, 57-36. Ford gets a screen from Chapman. He goes to him here. Kicks it out. Makinich, far corner. Swings it to the top, Blythe, and out to the right wing for Lackey. Into the short corner, Brad Lackey throws it across the court. Makinich in the corner, a three-pointer swishes.
And that's what Lackey does so well, is he draws defenders to him with his insane efficiency and then was able to kick it out to the corner where he found Makinich. Makinich on the season just shooting 25% from 3, but was able to drill that one, and he knew it was going in before he even put it in.
They go down low for Harding, and a foul's going to be called. I think they're going to get Chapman from behind, and they are.
Yeah, Chapman's rough night continues. That's only his first foul, but he's also been 0 of 3 or 0 of 2 from the field, and he's broken down a couple times defensively.
Foster had to be called to stand closer to the paint. Harding at the line for 2. Can't roll in the first one. I'll have a chance at free throw number 2. Harding, a 6'7" sophomore from Lake Oswego. And he makes the second one. 23-point game, 60-37, 17-15 to go, second quarter. Brad Lackey on the right wing. Doesn't pull the trigger this time, but he'll work his way into the arc. Goes behind his back, stop at the foul line, and now looks for a pass. Finds Makinich at the top. Over to Ford on the right wing. Tyshawn Ford crossing up Hobson. Stops, lost it. Hobson a steal. Got revenge on Ford, drives it himself, goes up with the right hand, no good. Harding the tip, won't go. Got his own board again. Third time, won't go again. Makinich knocks it out, and it's going to stay here with the Roadrunners.
Wow, Fred Harding somehow only has 3 rebounds on the night, but it feels like he's been in on every play. Actually, that single possession alone got him up to 5 rebounds, and that seems a little more accurate. But Harding's been really, really solid for Linn-Benton tonight.
He's 6'7", and he's a big 6'7", too. Foster working around Blythe, lays it in. And Aiden Foster, that's his first points of the game. Last game, he was the leading scorer for Linn-Benton with 24 points. They definitely need to see him get going in the second half.
Yeah, you can see it in the way he moves. That Aiden Foster's a talented scorer. He's already taken 3 shots previously.
As Cole Makinich drives down the left lane, draws contact, and lays in the basket. He'll go to the line for an and-one play.
Makinich, a great job of driving in there and then waiting a little bit for contact. He felt it coming, but knew he could still finish the basket. Gets to the line for one more.
Cole Makinich, the former South Eugene Axe, can't connect on the free throw. Barker up the floor. Foster at the top, throwing it down low for Harding, and a foul's going to be called down low. I believe they're going to get Chapman again, and they are going to get Chapman again.
Yeah, Chapman just held Harding down there. You know, Harding looks like he has about 40 to 50 pounds there on Chapman, and he's using that to his advantage.
They really like that matchup. They throw it in for Foster, and Blythe got a little bit too handsy. He's whistled for a foul. It's the 3rd team foul for Lane, and we're not even 4 minutes into the second half. Parker gets a couple of screens. Gives it to Hobson at the top. Throwing it down low for Harding. The high post. He'll pull up mid-range, short Ford the board. Ford facilitates to the top. Blythe directing traffic, hands it off. Lackey, he'll put up another 3-pointer. Off too strong. Ford the offensive rebound, drives to the baseline, out to the top. Blythe into the corner for Ford. He'll pump fake, drive down the baseline, bring it out to the elbow, and reset at the point. Makinich, left lane, into Lackey in the corner. Ford left alone, 3-pointer, off the heel of the rim. Chapman, the offensive rebound, lays it in.
And there we go. Khalil Chapman finally gets his first points of the night to drop. He now has got 2, but also had 2 fouls. He does have 3 rebounds to go with it. Hopefully he starts stepping up here for the Titans.
Parker found space in the lane, lays it in, and it's a 23-point game, 64-41. 15 minutes to play here in the second half. Chapman fouled down the right lane and going to the line. Timeout's going to be called. 14:59 to play, second half. Lane leading 23 to 20, or excuse me, by 23 points, 64-41. It's been a long day. But yeah, the Titans, they've showed out tonight. And Lane's done a really good job here in the second half. They kept up the rhythm from that first half. They've been able to expand the lead a little bit, outscoring Linn-Benton 15-11 here in the second half. And although Khalil Chapman just got 2 fouls, he followed it up with the basket and now is going to the line. Maybe this is a little bit of a boost of confidence for Khalil Chapman, who's really not had his strongest night.
Yeah, you'd hope so. For a guy averaging a pretty efficient 9 points and 7 rebounds, Chapman struggled tonight. You know, he has 2 fouls, but he'll get himself to the line here. On the season, he's a 57% free throw shooter. And he'll get himself to the line. It's a good look for Chapman, who struggled early. But for Lane, you know, they're in a pretty commanding lead right now, and I think we'll see that continue. Brad Lackey has continued to dominate. He's up to 21 points. Even his misses look good. That's how good he's been tonight.
Hey, he's only 8 of 10, and I mean, the 2 misses, they've just been barely off.
Yeah.
Well, Chapman's going to go to the line. Chapman this season averaging 9.2 points per game, 6.9 rebounds per game. Today, he does have 4 rebounds, but has been lacking in the scoring column, only 2 points, but has a chance at more here on this trip. Chapman, a 56.8% foul shooter, and he makes the first one, 65-41. Chapman rattles in the second one, and it's 66-41. And Chapman's going to check out. We'll get a round of applause.
Yeah, you can tell he fought hard to get back into this, to get his way back into making a mark on this game, and that's a really good look for a very talented player.
Harding threw it off the foot of McGarvey, goes out of bounds. It's going to be LBCC basketball. Linn-Benton making the trip down south from Albany. Linn-Benton combines Linn County and Benton County. Benton County over where Corvallis is, Linn County where Albany is. Shot no good from Blazer. Offensive board for Foster. They get it to the top. They give it to Blazer, right wing, too strong off the heel of the rim. Wallace the rebound.
Quick trigger there by Blazer. Really catch and shoot all in one motion. Did a great job. Got a good look. Was unable to convert.
Crawford in the near corner. Stops at the right wing. Gives it to Blythe, and they go down to Wallace. He'll throw it down low, looking for Zach Brown, and out of bounds.
Good idea there to get the entry pass, but Zach Brown couldn't corral his hands on the ball. The pass in was a little too strong off the hands of Wallace, but you know, Wallace looking still for his first assist. He's been a good facilitator, but hasn't gotten any direct baskets off of his passing.
They go to the elbow. Foster pulls up mid-range, no good. Wallace another rebound. He's done a lot better at grabbing the boards as of late, especially these last few games. Now on the offensive end, hits a three-pointer. Nice sequence of events for Isaiah Wallace. And it's 69-41.
Yeah, Isaiah Wallace, an absolutely lethal three-point shooter on the season, shooting 48%. The Eugene native showing up in his hometown.
Shot is good from Foster, and it's 69-43. They get up the floor. Wallace into the corner again. Pump faked and gave it back to Crawford. Drops it down low. Beautiful feed. Brown lays it in, and it's 71-43.
Pretty pass. Kobe Crawford feeding with his right hand down low and finding the big man down low who finished the layup.
Parker, mid-range J in the paint, no good. Foster, the offensive rebound, puts it up and in. Aiden Foster, the freshman from Albany, starting to get it going here in the second half. Kobe Crawford jump-stepping his way to the high block. Gives it back to Blythe at the top. And then a steal. Parker up the far side of the floor. Euro step, reverse layup won't go. Foster another offensive board. His second chance short. Third chance short as well. And Crawford corrals it in the corner. Kobe Crawford trying to go the full court, and he's fouled.
Good job there, though, by Crawford to take it coast to coast. Couldn't finish the layup, but did draw the foul. And, you know, Lane, for all of the good they've done today, have had a little trouble rebounding the ball on the defensive end. Linn-Benton tonight already has 9 offensive rebounds. Compared that to 9 defensive rebounds. So they've been probably, you know, equally as good on the offensive rebounding end than they have as the defensive rebounding end.
Crawford driving baseline, goes under the basket, kicks it to the top. They swing it to a wide open Wallace. He connects. Isaiah Wallace, the former Churchill Lancer, another three-pointer, and the lead's 74-45.
Isaiah Wallace really showing up here in the second half, has hit both of his threes here in the last couple minutes. And, you know, he's one of the leaders of this Lane team, and he's showing why in these last few minutes.
Turnover by the Roadrunners. Crawford goes behind the back, jump step into the paint, lays it short, got his own rebound, and then a jump ball is going to be called. Possession arrow goes to the Roadrunners.
Kobe Crawford, just so shifty down there. You know, he's shown an array of different moves. He's hit them with some jump steps. He's hit them with, you know, some crossovers. He's been absolutely lethal tonight. as the main facilitator for this Lane offense.
It is a 29-point lead for the Titans. Weisweaver throws it down low. Workinger trying to get around Blythe, and a whistle. Foul's going to be on Blythe. It's going to send Workinger to the line.
Lane's offense, which stuttered a little bit there at the end of the first half, has really come out guns blazing to start the second. You know, they went into halftime, I believe, with 48 points and have scored
49
points, excuse me. Have scored 25 since then, still with 11:46 to go in this game.
They reached the century mark in their last game on a pretty good pace to do so again here tonight. Workinger connects at the line, and it's 74-47. 11:40 to play, second half. Isaiah Wallace, is he hot? He is!
Isaiah Wallace, you know, he's done it a couple times off of the catch and shoot, but showing the ability to do it off the dribble there, just pulling up over his defender, sinking the long-range jumper.
15 points for Isaiah Wallace. It's a 30-point lead, their largest of the night. Terrell too strong, and the Titans grab the rebound.
Wallace is open again.
Is he going to hit another one? He does!
Oh, I saw that one all the way down the court. He saw it too, and so did Kobe Crawford, who feeds him again. That's his 4th assist of the game.
Weisweaver hits a 3 at the top and answers the Wallace 3 with the 3 of his own. We're back to a 30-point game. But, man, Isaiah Wallace, 18 points. He's 4 of 6 from the arc, and he's hit his last 3. Crawford jump-stepping his way inside. They give it back to Wallace. He wasn't open, though. Definitely keeping an eye on him. Blythe driving in the paint, kicks to the corner for Wallace, swings at a Crawford. He has a wide-open 3. That one's short, out of bounds, and Linn-Benton basketball.
Wallace a couple times there, faking the 3 from the perimeter. You know, they know he's the hot hand right now.
Defense definitely had improved on him on that possession. Weisweaver to the right wing. Foster pulls up, step back, no good. McGarvey the rebound. Wallace up the floor is fouled. (80-50). Lane leading, 10:05 to play.
Isaiah Wallace right now doing his best Brad Lackey impression. Wallace up to 18 points, 7 of 9 from the field, 4 of 6 from 3. Looking a lot like that same stat line we saw from Brad Lackey.
They're both playing really well. Trying to get Wallace free. They go down low for him, and he lays it in.
And what did I say? He's not just a shooter.
He's not. He's up to 20 points. And him and Brad Lackey are both shooting 8 of 10 from the field today. Weisweaver gives it to Bowman. Terrell at the top. Right wing. Workinger inside, lost it, and it's going to stay here with the Roadrunners. Media timeout, 9:34 to play, second half. Lane leading 32-50. And honestly, Austin, just talk about Isaiah Wallace, what he's done in these last 5 minutes.
It's unbelievable. He's done a great job moving off the ball, coming around screens, being able to create separation off the ball. And when he has the ball in his hands, he's done a great job of finishing that way too. You know, he finished inside on a layup, but he's also hit a couple threes off the dribble. He's been terrific. And if you look at the stats, Brad Lackey and Isaiah Wallace, both are 8 of 10 from the field, both are 4 of 6 from three-pointers. The only difference is Lackey finished his 1 free throw attempt of the game. They both had and one layups that Lackey hit, Wallace couldn't, but almost identical stat lines and
almost identical games.
Yeah.
Except Lackey was the first half, and now Wallace here in the second.
Yeah, they've both just been so good tonight, and special shout out to Kobe Crawford. He has 8 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists off the bench. He's done a great job of finding Wallace especially, and, Wallace has done a great job to convert.
Lane County versus Linn County and Benton County. All 3 counties in the same area. Lane just south of the other 2. They all border each other. Right wing, Terrell drives down the baseline. Right-handed layup's good. Strong finish for Connor Terrell. And, he had a moderately successful first half. And really, we expected him to have a big second half. He just hasn't had it yet.
Yeah, I feel like he hasn't even been in the game much. But I think that's more because of the lack of impact he's had.
Sangermano, a 3-pointer off to the left. Makinich, the offensive rebound, gives it to Ford. Back to Makinich, his 3-pointer off the heel of the rim, rebounded by Mills.
Still a 30-point game, but the Titans still doing a good job of getting good looks. Still trying to convert, of course, and those last 2 just couldn't drop in.
Weisweaver hands it off. Workinger inside, back out to the top. Terrell hands it off. Mills gives it to Weisweaver. Inside, Terrell fade away off the backboard. Weisweaver there cleans it up. 82-54. Ford gets a screen, dribbles to the top, back over to Makinich, down for Sangermano. Take a dribble, Ford kicking it to Ford into the corner now. Vaughn Marshall, left hand, fouled. The first time we've seen Vaughn Marshall here today. It's actually the first time I've seen Vaughn Marshall. He hasn't played much here at home. He's played in 11 games this season. He did have 1 start that was early in the year, as he connects on his first free throw attempt. Vaughn Marshall was a guy that really surprised me because when I was doing research for this Lane team, he put down his future plans. He wants to be the president of the United States. And he makes the free throw here. He's the only guy that really stood out with a career that ambitious. And, I hope it works out for him. Right now, he's a basketball player in Lane County, and a foul's going to be called. I think Ford's going to be the one whistled. And a technical is going to be called on Ford. Marshall there to calm him down. And, we've seen a couple of times today Ford has disagreed with fouls, and he's really been vocal about it. Right there, he's going to get teed up for it.
Yeah, Ford in this game, he struggled a little bit. He's 2 of 4, but has missed both of his threes. Already picked up 3 fouls, and I think he's just pressing a little bit.
Weisweaver at the line. Won't make the first one. Weisweaver, a freshman forward from Caldwell, Idaho. And he makes the second one. Back to a 29-point game, 84-55. Lane is probably playing their best offense of the season. Their last game, the 106-67 point victory against Clark, that was their highest points they had scored all season. That was the first time they reached the century mark, and just under 8 minutes to play. They're at 84 points right now. As Weisweaver lost the ball, it's on the floor. Ford picks it up, gives it to Chapman up the floor for Makinich. Layup is good. Strong finish from Makinich. And it's 86-55.
And Tyshawn Ford getting a little bit of that momentum back as he poked the ball away and then scrambled for it on the floor. I watched a lot of Stanford basketball when I was younger, and one thing that Coach Jared Haas promoted a ton was floor burns. He kept that stat, and that's what Ford did right there. Burned himself on the floor, able to pick the ball up and finish the other way in transition.
Ford on the offensive end, into the corner for Marshall, back out to Ford. Calls over Marshall, hands it to him. Marshall swings it to Chapman. Thought about a 3, didn't pull the trigger. Marshall driving left lane. Contact, gonna go to the line again.
Marshall getting himself to the line already for the second time today. He's averaging just 2 points a game, and he's already at that mark.
Small sample size, hasn't played much. Let's see. Marshall, originally from East Oakland, a sophomore here at Lane. Went to San Leandro High School as he makes the first free throw. Marshall hasn't appeared at a game since February 16th. That was at Umpqua. Didn't register any stats. Prior to that, it was January 29th against Clark, and even before that, he hadn't played since December 12th. So since December 12th, he has only played in 2 games. And he just hasn't played much for Lane since the early non-conference games, but he's gotten 4 points today at the line. 88-55 the score. Blazers fouled from behind by Makinich. We'll have a couple of more free throws. Kai Blazer makes the free throw. Blazer, a 5'9" sophomore from Newport, Oregon. And he goes perfect at this trip at the line. Blazer up to 6 points. 6:45 to play, second half. Marshall almost gotten it taken away. He'll pull up from the foul line and hits the shot. Von Marshall, 6 points off the bench. A little bit of a surprise. That's 90-57. Foster backing his way on Sangermano, and a foul is going to be called on the floor.
I thought Foster might have walked there before the foul, but the 8th foul is going to send Foster to the line for a 1-and-1.
1-and-1 coming up. Aiden Foster today, it's been a poor shooting day. 3 of 10 from the field. Does have 6 rebounds and 6 points. And he makes his first free throw, 90-58. Blazer has been perfect at the line. And remains perfect, 90-59. Kobe Crawford up the near side of the court, gets a screen from Brown. Drives left lane, got free, lays it in.
And with that one, Lane well on their way to 100 points. That puts them at 92. Their offense has been absolutely unstoppable tonight as they are shooting 60% from the field and 50% from deep.
Out of bounds off of LBCC, and it will be Lane basketball. Under 6 minutes now. Kobe Crawford gives it to Sangermano, left wing. Got a screen from Makinich, goes right back to him. Gets a screen from Brown, goes the opposite direction, drives baseline, trying to kick it to the top. Nobody was there, but Marshall corrals it. Under 10 seconds on the shot clock. Marshall threw it away. Parker a steal. Has a 2-on-1, hands it off, a dunk. Kai Blazer dunks it in, and it's 92-61. Crawford into the corner. Marshall, a three-pointer. It's good. Von Marshall. I mean, why not?
Marshall already up to 9 points. You know, he's doing his best impression of Brad Lackey and Isaiah Wallace. He hasn't missed a shot either.
Excellent start for Von Marshall. He's feeling it. Three-pointer, no good from Hobson. Rebounded by Blazer, and he'll lay it in. But man, Von Marshall, 2 of 2 from the field, 4 of 4 at the line, a three-pointer. Not bad for a player that hasn't played much. Sangermano won't get in on the party. Brown, the offensive rebound, gives it to Crawford. He'll take it to the corner. He'll put up a 3-ball. Just a little too strong, rebounded by Harding.
Good look, though, there by Crawford, who's been so strong tonight off the bench for the Titans.
Mid-range J, good from Parker, and it's 95-65. Crawford at the top. Drops it down to the elbow for Brown. Hands it off. Marshall thought about another 3. Jump stepping inside. Passes it to Crawford. He'll Go inside. No look pass down for Sangermano. He won't make the shot. Trying to get his own board. Ball bouncing, and it's out of bounds, I would say.
What a feed, though, there from Kobe Crawford, who continues to facilitate tonight for the Titans. 5 assists, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 2 of 5 from 3. He's been really, really good.
Titans leading 95-65, 4:07 to play. Vaughn Marshall coming off the bench. Why not? Yeah. It just seems like everybody's getting in on this action.
Yeah, I'm looking, Lane has had almost everyone. They've had all but one player on their roster play. That's Jacob Tompkins. All but one player that have appeared have scored, other than that's Riley Sangermano. Really, it just seems like everyone's in on this scoring party tonight.
Absolutely. Lane defending their home court against Linn-Benton Community College, LBCC, making the trip south from Albany. Austin, I am a Linn County resident, as Sweet Home, Oregon, where my family's from, is in Linn County. Do you know that Linn County, it's a huge agricultural area here in the Willamette Valley. Do you know what product Linn County is known for agriculturally?
Oh, I was going to say Peyton Pritchard.
No, he is not from Linn County.
Is West Linn not in Linn County?
No.
Got it. Well, then I'm not sure.
They are the grass seed capital of the world.
Well, thank you, Linn County, for your grass seeds.
For your grass seeds,
and
yes.
not for Peyton Pritchard.
West Linn is up in the Portland area.
West Linn High School, home to Peyton Pritchard, home to my favorite Stanford baseball player of all time, Tim Tawa.
There you go. The more you know. Inside, a foul's going to be called as Blazer went up. McIntosh got him from behind as we're under 4 minutes to play.
Yeah, when I came to visit schools a couple of years ago, it was the summer of 2019, and I remember we went to, I believe it was Oregon State first, and then we drove up the 5, or I guess down the 5, to go visit U of O. And I remember making my parents stop in West Linn so that we could go visit Tim Tawa's former alma mater.
Well, that's interesting because Portland's up on the other way.
Yeah, sorry, it was going up to Portland.
Yes.
Excuse me.
95-67. McIntosh hands it off to Crawford. Drops it down. Brown hands it off to Sangermano. And out to Crawford. Under 10 seconds on the shot clock. Crawford in the paint, out for Brown. He'll drive. Try to get some space and lays it in. Lane's 3 points away from 100 as Blazer puts up a 3-ball. No good. Marshall the rebound. And he'll slow it down in the front court. Will Lane reach the century mark again? Crawford's going to pull the trigger. No good. Hobson driving on. Crawford drops it down. Blazer, contact, and going to the line.
Blazer's done a really good job of that the second half. You know, he's taken 4 free throws in the second half, and he's converted on all of them. He's the leading scorer for LBCC with 12. You know, he's had a pretty solid night.
Free throw good from Blazer. Up to 13 points. Make it 14. We're under 3 minutes now. Lane has a battle with Clackamas coming up on Saturday. They beat the Cougars 89-67 the first time. As Sangermano finally gets on the board. Everybody that's checked in today for the Titans has scored.
Yeah, I want Jacob Tompkins to come in just so Lane can say everyone on this roster scored today.
Turnaround, good from Foster.
It's a tough matchup there inside for Vaughn Marshall, dealing with the much taller Foster as he just put the layup in.
Crawford inside, finishes, and the Titans are over the century mark, 101-71.
Man, this Titans offense has been so good tonight.
Both the men's and women's teams.
Yeah, the women's team was it was one of the more dominant offensive performances I've seen in college basketball.
Sangermano too strong on the 3 ball. They go out for Marshall. Can he connect again? He can! Vaughn Marshall.
Vaughn Marshall, that one from NBA range. Catch and shoot. Hits his second 3 of the game. Vaughn Marshall looking like Isaiah Wallace in the second half.
Marshall is perfect from the field, 3 of 3, and he also has 12 points. The 5th Lane Titan in double figures. Into the corner, Sangermano. Out to the top for Marshall. He'll put up another 3 ball. Off. Everybody was getting on their feet, hoping for it, and they won't get it. And a substitution timeout's going to happen as a complete platoon swap happens for the Roadrunners. The Titans are at 104 points right now. Their season high was 106 last week. They still got a minute 28 to try to beat 106.
Titans offense really getting going at the right time for them. Obviously they've been great all season. They're the number 3 team, but coming into the last stretch of the season, having this offense step up like they have has been great to see.
Sangermano a steal. Into the corner for Crawford. He'll drive baseline. Kicks it to Marshall. A 3-pointer. It's good. Vaughn Marshall, 15 points today.
That's our future president.
Man, if being president doesn't work out for Vaughn Marshall, being a 3-point shooter today will. Shot is good from Workinger as he banks it in. Lane does have their season high, 107 right now after the 3-pointer from Vaughn Marshall. 15 points for Marshall, the 3rd leading scorer. Crawford inside, lays it in off the glass. 109-73.
Yeah, and Kobe Crawford's been all right too. He's got 14 points, 6 assists, and 4 rebounds.
Aiden Foster dribbling some clock out. Gives it to Stevie. Kicks it to the corner. 3-pointer from Workinger, short. Rebounded out from Makinich. And the shot clock is out. And Lane's going to dribble it out, but who else but Vaughn Marshall to dribble it out? Gives a fist bump to the referee. And that'll do it for us. Lane wins 109-73. It's their highest scoring game of the season. They've won their last 5 games since being upset from Mount Hood. They're 11-1 in their last 12 games. This is a team that's been ranked as high as number 2. They're number 3 right now, but it's a big win today against LBCC, 109-73. And right now, towards the end of the year, they're getting hot at the right time.
Yeah, they definitely are, and it's all of their biggest players. I mean, it was Brad Lackey and it was Isaiah Wallace. Oh, and then Vaughn Marshall dropping 15 off the bench.
It was just a really great shooting day for the Titans. Lane shot 59.4% from the field, but more importantly, they shot 47.1% from 3-point range, including 16 3-pointers. It's hard to beat a team when a team's shooting that good.
Yeah, any team that scores 109 points in a college basketball game in 40 minutes of action, that's impossible to stop.
It'll do it for us here on the Lane Community College live stream. The Titans dominate the Roadrunners and hang on and win 109-73. It's been a pleasure. Knight Uretsky, Austin Oda. We'll see you guys next week as the Titans look to continue their hot end to the season. Thank you guys.